Holy shit, this box is heavy. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jay here from Square Pegs. Welcome back, my friends. It is time once again to free this package from its priority mail prison and unbox the latest offering from Video Games Monthly. Now, last month was not a great month for VGM. I got a fairly, I'm trying to put this nicely, but I don't think I can put it nicely. I think I just need to rip the goddamn Band-Aid off and say it was a terrible box. The value is there. The value is there, absolutely. But the games were not fun and not good. And it just didn't like it. Didn't like the box. Now, that's not a fault of VGM. This is a lottery. This is not something where I'm guaranteed to get banger after banger after banger every month. It's something where I'm going to get the games I pay for. I'm going to get close to the value I put in, and really that's all I'm asking for. As long as I have an opportunity to make my money back in some way, shape, or form, then I'm good. And I did. I immediately took the games I did not want to my local store. I traded them in, and I used them to get something else, because that, my friends, is how we do it. So, what is Video Games Monthly? Video Games Monthly is a monthly subscription service where you can get 3, 4, 5, or 10 games sent directly to your front door. This isn't a rental service. You get to keep all the games that are sent to you. And they offer games for pretty much everything. Atari to the PS4 and the Xbox One. Now, what do I get games for? I get games for the NES, the Famicom, the SNES, N64, GameCube, Wii U, Master System, Genesis, Dreamcast. Oh man, I know I'm missing something here, but I did add a brand new system to my pull, and that is the Japanese Sega Saturn. And I'm very excited about that because my Saturn does play Japanese games. This is a very hefty box. We're gonna find out what's inside right now. I'm gonna pop this open. How I do this is I write down this camera, I open the box, I don't know what's inside here. We find out at the same time when I hold it up to the screen, you look at it, you know before me because these eyes don't work, and we'll find out together what's inside. Am I going to make it my money back? Am I going to come in below, or am I going to come out way ahead? Let's find out together right now. All right, popping the box open. The box has been popped. All right, feeling around. We have our social card. Now what the social card says is, oh, and I got a 1-up. That means I got an extra game this month. That's right. They do offer an opportunity to get extra games. 1-up, 2-up, or 3-up, where you will get an extra game in your package. Now, one of the things that the social card does say is it makes sure that you update your collection list on the website. That's right. You keep track of your collection on the site. That way it prevents them from sending you duplicate copies. And if it does happen, because hey, human nature's a thing, it'll happen. We all make mistakes. I think we understand that. You just reach out to Joe and the team, reach out to customer service. They'll take care of you, get you a new game sent directly to your front door. That's a card of some kind. Let's see. 3, 2, 1. Oh, Trick or Trade. That's really cool. I actually really like these. I think this is neat. This is a pack of Pokemon cards that you can give to trick-or-treaters. That is a brilliant idea, Joe. Very smart. Like seeing stuff like this. I always like getting the little tidbits of fun in the boxes. And that's really cool. I like that. That's neat. I haven't bought Pokemon cards in years. All right, let's find out. We do a blind field. We'll find out what's in here. I've got an NES. That's a Japanese Saturn. That's a Japanese Saturn. That is a Famicom. That's a Famicom. Possibly a GameCube. There's a lot of stuff in here. All right, let's do NES and Famicom first. We'll do Famicom, then NES, and then we'll find out from there. All right, 3, 2, 1. First game up is green. I can't tell. Popeye! Oh, hell yeah, it's Popeye! I love Popeye. If you are wondering why I love Popeye, I will tell the story right now. Now, I've told the story on the channel in the past, but I'll recap it if you had missed that video as to why Popeye is such a long-lasting love game for me. It's something that I have adored since I was a kid, and that's because of my grandpa. My grandfather fought in World War II. He was a torpedo man on PT boats in the Pacific Theater, and he always told his grandkids and his kids that he was in the service with Popeye. And I believed him, because he could draw a picture of Popeye that looked just like Popeye, and why else would my grandfather be able to do that other than if he had spent so much time with Popeye the Sailor Man? So I grew up around Popeye my entire life. It was something that I loved, something that I still love, and when I discovered that there was a Popeye video game when I was younger, I was incredibly excited, and it was something that my grandfather thought was cute that there was a Popeye game. It's a classic arcade experience. You're going through the different levels to either collect the hearts that Olive Oyl is throwing down, or the music notes, or the help me to spell that out, and it's just fun. I love it. I absolutely love this game. I've loved it for years. I will continue to love it. It's a really
solid arcade experience, and it was designed by Miyamoto. You can't go wrong with that. Popeye comes in at $7.63. The biggest complaint I have about this game is that the cartridge is ugly, and that's a pretty small complaint to have in the grand scheme of things.
Love getting Famicom stuff. Love collecting for the Famicom. Love how colorful the cartridges are. Love Popeye. Stoked to have this one. This is awesome. Very, very excited to have that game. It is a classic arcade game. Pretty sure Miyamoto worked on it. I will have said that in my video. Here's some behind the scenes magic for you. Play the games well after I record this part of the video. So I don't know what I said in my voiceover. We'll find out together. All right, next Famicom game. 3, 2, 1. It's white. It is Hello Kitty something or other. We got Hello Kitty. We got Keroppi. I don't know anything else that's going on here, but it's from Sanrio. It's Japanese. Let's find out what the hell this Hello Kitty game is.
Not gonna lie, I got a little bit excited when I saw Sanrio Carnival, and while I am not the target audience by any stretch of the imagination, I love a good licensed game. And this one is, bearing in mind the target audience for who this game is designed for, which is kids, this game is actually pretty darn good. It's a puzzle title. You have Sanrio character faces that are going to drop from the top of the screen, and you have to line up a line of 3 of those faces in order to get them to clear out. There's a couple of different modes in the game. There's a high score mode and just a line clear mode. I was playing the line clear mode here, but it's pretty cool because you can do horizontal, vertical, or diagonal to clear lines out, which I thought was pretty clever. That's a little bit more advanced than maybe a lot of younger skewing puzzle games were, but it's just cool. Like, the music gets repetitive, I will say that, but the game itself is solidly designed and fairly fun to play. And $8 Famicom cart. Can't go wrong with that. The box art is adorable. The game is pretty fun. It's a one-trick pony. Don't get me wrong. It's not something you're going to be playing multiple times like Tetris would be, but it's still fun. It's a pretty good game.
I do love licensed games. And you know what? Can't go wrong with Hello Kitty, man. Hello Kitty rules. Yeah, I said what I said. 3. God, there's a lot of extra shit. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes and pick up what I just dropped on the floor. Give me 1 sec. All right. Kept them closed, I promise. All right. NES now. 3, 2, 1. Wow, Three Stooges. Okay. I've never actually played this, but I'm a huge Stooges fan. I don't know if this is going to be good. I do like licensed games, but I am suspicious this one isn't going to be great. But we'll take a look at it right now. Let's check out the Three Stooges on the NES.
So while I don't think The Three Stooges is going to win any awards for something that I would want to play repeatedly, I was honestly kind of surprised by this because I really expected this to be terrible. I truly did. And I was actually met with something that's pretty competent in the grand scheme of things. It feels like a collection of minigames. Like, this feels like a Three Stooges take on kind of a macro version of WarioWare rather than micro games. They're, mini games. Yeah, it's a collection of mini games. There we go. Can you tell it's 8:30 in the morning and I haven't really woken up yet? So this is a collection of different mini games featuring the Stooges, and while the games themselves are fine, like there's a pie throwing one, there's one where you have to eat some crackers, there's a doctor-based one. They're nothing really to write home about. They all work fine. They're just fine games. But where this game really excels is in the presentation, because the graphics in the game, you can tell these are the Three Stooges. The sound in the game, classic melodies from the Three Stooges serials. And the digital audio.
We're in the wrong game. Hey, this looks like a kid's game. You imbeciles.
The digital voice of the characters in this game is absolutely mind-blowing on how good it is on the NES.
All right, Three Stooges. All right, let's keep going. I will tell you, I do not speak or read Japanese. There's a solid chance I have no idea what the hell these games are, but let's find out together. So, all right, 3, 2, 1. I have no idea. Something. Let's travel DX in Japan. Yeah, let's take a look at this one. I have no idea if this is going to be any good. This is an exciting new world for me with Japanese Saturn games. Yeah, let's take a look at it. Find out if it's any good.
It was so exciting to see a huge stack of Sega Saturn games in this box, and Deox Nippon Tokyo Ryoku game, Let's Travel Japan, is one that I can't play. There's just too much Japanese text. There's a lot of kind of stutter stops in this video that you're going to see is me holding up my camera to the screen to do Google Lens Translate so I can know what the heck was going on. But despite the fact that I can't really figure out what to do, I'm pretty surprised by how cool this game is. Like, what a great idea. It's a board game. You are traveling around Japan in a train, seeing the sights and visiting different areas of Japan to learn about them. And I think that is pretty awesome in the grand scheme of things. Like, I'm a train fan, so it's easy for me to love things that involve trains, and I happen to really like this one. I'm going to be looking to see if there's a way I can play this in English because I'm kind of intrigued by what is offered here. It's a pretty cool game.
Let's travel in Japan. Why not? Let's do it. Let's travel in Japan. I'm going to do the double disc game last to find out what that is. All right, ready? Next. 3, 2, 1. Yep, I got nothing. It's a game from Konami, and it says "Forever with You." I bet this is a dating sim because there are many anime girls on the back. Yeah, I've got no idea what this is, but let's check it out.
Tokimeki Memorial Forever With You is, as suspected, a dating sim, and this is just not a kind of game I get into. But let's talk about the positives of the title. First off, the sound in the game is incredible. Every character is vocalized. The look of the game is kind of bare bones, I'm not going to lie, but when you get out of kind of the interface of everything, where you're just kind of selecting what to do that particular day, it actually looks pretty good. The graphics of the characters are actually really well designed. It's just not a game I'm going to get into, and that's okay. There's not going to be every game that I receive is going to be something that I'm excited to play. This one, like I said, has some technological advances in it, and it does have some good points to it, just not a type of game I really get into. But pretty cool to see nonetheless. I love getting these Japanese Saturn games. I think this is such a neat thing to receive, and I am stoked to have at least tried it, even if it isn't for me.
All right, Japanese Saturn, here we go. All right, next up. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, Virtual Fighter 2, hell yes. Okay, that's awesome. Love Virtual Fighter. I just got Virtual Fighter Kids at Siege this year. So adding Virtual Fighter 2 to the collection, always love getting fighting games. Very excited to have this one. Let's take a look now at VF2.
And requiring no translations other than needing to know where to go to start the game, Virtual Fighter 2 rules. I love the Virtual Fighter series. I've always loved the Virtual Fighter series. It's one of my favorite fighting game franchises out there. It just works. And this edition, Virtual Fighter 2, is no joke. The character models look great. The combat is simple, but it's challenging as well. It's fun to play. The design of the game is wonderful. The voices are good. The sound is good. There's nothing that this game does that really misses. Unless you don't like ring-out fighting games. If you don't like ring-out fighting games, just move along. You don't want to play this one. This is not one you're going to enjoy because ring-outs are a part of Virtual Fighter. It's one of the strategies of the game. I personally love it. I'm excited to have this one. I've now got Virtual Fighter 2 and Virtual Fighter Kids on my Saturn, so I'm very happy about that. This is just a quality game. It's a really fun title and something I am very, very excited to have now on my Saturn.
And the final game, the multi-disc game. No idea what this one is. Let's find out together. 3, 2, 1. That is wrong way. Neon Genesis Evangelion Second Impression. I have no idea what this is about, but let's take a look at Second Impression.
Neon Genesis Evangelion is a really interesting title. I didn't get far enough into it before I kind of had to give up just because of the language barrier here, but from what I have seen online, there's actually some really interesting combat and stuff like that as you go, mixing both traditional hand-drawn animation and 3D polygon models, which I think is pretty cool. It's a ambitious title, and I think if I actually fluently spoke Japanese, or I could at least have a passing understanding of the language, I would enjoy this more. This is just one of those cases where when you get an import game, if it is going to be text heavy, it's going to be difficult to really get into, or if it's going to have a lot of dialogue. If you don't natively speak the language and you can't translate their words because you're hearing them, it's going to be harder to get into. And unfortunately, that one falls into that category here. Now, that's not a fault of VGM at all. I should have been a little bit more clear in the things I was looking to get. And that's one of the things I like about them, is if there's a particular type of game you don't want to receive, you just let them know, and they're going to do their best to not send it to you. I'm going to be letting them know to try to avoid text-heavy Japanese games for me, because it kind of takes the fun out of trying to play them when you have to translate them on the fly. But still, Neon Genesis Evangelion is a classic anime series for a reason, and to see a video game based on it on the Saturn is pretty darn cool.
Hey, not bad. Kind of cleaned up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games from my 5-up pack. I got a 2-up this month, folks. I'm going to get everything added into my collection. I'm going to get everything priced out on price charting. We'll be back in just a minute to find out if I came out ahead, came out behind, or if I am right on the money. I'll be right back.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
I am back, and what a month. Yes, the Let's Travel Japan game is worth like $2, but that's okay. Everything else is got a pretty good value to it. In fact, I came out ahead of the curve at $67.38. I have 0 complaints this month. I was excited when Joe announced that they were adding Japanese Saturn games to the pull list. I was excited because I wanted to increase that collection. I'm in a new world of imports. Like, if you guys have been on the channel for a while, you know how excited I was to add stuff for the Famicom, and now being able to do so for the Sega Saturn makes me just ecstatic. It's so cool to be playing games that I've never had the opportunity to check out. Let me know in the comments down below what game is your favorite. It is really, really hard to beat Popeye or Virtua Fighter 2 for me, but I think there's some really awesome stuff here. At least value-wise, there's some great stuff. Until next time, folks, I've been Jay. Appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me. If you've made it this far, why don't you hit that subscribe button? Love to have you stick around. I do one of these every month. And hey, be sure to remember to play more games, stay square, and take care. I'll talk to you soon.